Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, it's a special day because we're going over something that's backed by oil, gold, silver, commodities, such as natural gas as well. And there's a way you can earn residual income by sharing with other people. So you have multiple ways to earn money daily, rewards daily. And I'm not going to talk about it today. I have copied a video. I put it down because Travis Flaherty, he does some of these internet meetings and he's a seven-figure earner with the debt box, the IX Global family, the Xnode family. Get your pen, pad, and papers, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to make extra streams of income, you want to make money, and it's backed by real world businesses like in the oil industry, the natural gas, farming and agriculture, gold, and a scanner system that can find all of those from space. You want to earn part of that? Well, you better hurry up because November 7th, they start raising the node prices. There's thousands of people buying these, and as more people buy them, they raise the node price. So you want to get your node now. I'll have links down below. But please stay tuned and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here. Bitcoin Rodney, it is a pleasure. Cedric, my man, it is good to be here on Halloween, and I could not be more excited about the opportunity to be able to share with you what is going on here at DebtBox. The words that have been on my heart and on my mind today, I want to share them as old ways won't open new doors. Old ways won't open new doors. And right now we are living in a new world economy, and if we fail to adapt and we fail to innovate, people will continue to struggle and suffer. Let me ask you a question. How is your portfolios looking like right now? How are those 401ks looking right now? I have very good friends that have lost anywhere from 35 to 50% of their portfolios right now. We are living in times that many of us have never seen the type of inflation rates that we're experiencing at this point in time. Many of us have never experienced the rising cost of goods at the level that we're experiencing. And with that, I believe that we have to open our minds, we have to open our hearts to the idea of hedging inflation. We have to open our minds to the idea of diversification. Anytime that there is a recession, people typically look for three things. Number one, they're looking for stored value. Number two, they're looking for cash flow. Cash is king in a recession. And number three, they're looking for upside potential. And right now, what we are going to be talking about tonight, what I'm going to be introducing to you, offers all three, and it provides a real world solution to some of today's biggest challenges that we face, especially inside of the cryptocurrency space. And so with that, I want to go ahead and I want to start off by just sharing a little story with you. So a few months back, I got a call from a good friend of mine who I trust, I respect him tremendously. He's involved in a crypto education company that'll do over $150 million this year. So he approached me and he said, Travis, listen, I've got something that I want to share with you. I'm not trying to recruit you, but I've just got something that you need to see. We've all had that call before, right? And I says, well, listen, what do you have? And he says, well, let me ask you a question. What are you doing with your money right now? And I says, well, it's an interesting question. I've been talking a lot to my wife about, we've been looking at real estate, but real estate's a little bit overinflated right now. Cryptocurrency is kind of trading sideways. You put your money in the bank and you're losing money to inflation. You're losing your money to shrinkflation, right? You know what shrinkflation is you go to the grocery store, you go buy, a salad bag that used to be this big, that's this big, but it's twice as much money. And so ultimately, we've been talking a lot about that. What do you have? And he says, well, look, there's a company a group of guys that started mining Bitcoin over 10 years ago in Salt Lake City. And they did extremely well. They got involved at the time when Bitcoin is about $100 a coin. They then moved over to Africa and spent 10 years in Africa mining oil, palladium, aluminum, precious metals, gold, silver, and they did quite well. They built a relationship with the royalty families that were over there, even the king, as well as many of the government officials that are over there. And about 5-6 years ago, they were introduced to a very unique technology. And this technology has the ability to be able to scan the earth and identify pockets of oil and other commodities that are in the ground. They use the same exact satellite technology that was brought to you or brings you Google Maps or Google Earth. And so they pioneered this technology, and this technology, it doesn't just locate oil in the ground, but it has the capability of being able to find it to within 6 centimeters in the ground. Now, if you understand exploratory companies and how they work, you get big companies like Exxon or Shell, and what they'll do is they'll form another company, an exploratory company that goes out to find the oil. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars every single year, and as much as 80% of the wells that are drilled are actually dry. And so with that, having a technology that can pinpoint that oil to within 6 centimeters is obviously very valuable. And so they took the technology to a few exploratory companies, and they partnered with a smaller company that said, look, prove to us this technology works. All we want, if this works, we'll pay you royalties on anything that you find. And so ultimately, they partnered with a company called Western Oil. And the first well that they found was a well that was actually in Nevada. This was a well that they had drilled in the 50s and 60s. They thought it had gone dry. But with the new technology, you can actually see what a scan looks like over here on the bottom right-hand side. Over on the left, you can see the pink. The green was the original drilling site. The pink was a chamber of oil they had no idea existed. They were able to tap into that oil. And at this point, they found over 400 million barrels of oil, enough oil to extract over 5,000 barrels every single day over the course of the next 10 years. Obviously, that kind of sent some shockwaves through the industry, and they started to attract some more exploratory companies. From that point, they were able to go to Texas, where they found 17 new sites in Texas. They found 16 new sites over in Nebraska. I've had an opportunity to actually stand on some of these sites and be able to visit them firsthand. Some of the most impressive mining equipment that you'll ever see in the industry. We actually have one of the largest mining rigs in the world. This is one of our Nebraska sites right here. We have just discovered on this particular site 1,600 acres of oil and gas underground. They're now saying that it's one of the largest finds in the United States in the last 50 years. We have unofficial confirmation that it is what's called a dolomite. We're waiting for the certification to come back. A dolomite is an actual sand dune that is underground that has the capabilities of being able to produce some of the largest oil wells and oil reserves in the world. Saudi Arabia was built on dolomite. And so with that being said, we've had an opportunity to be able to go out and smell the oil, to be able to touch it, to be able to see that it's real. And I've always known, and I want you to hear this, I've always known that the moment that somebody tokenizes a commodity, fortunes would be created. And I'm going to say that again. The moment that somebody tokenizes a commodity, fortunes would be created. What I mean by that is think back to the US dollar for a moment when it used to be backed by the gold standard. 1972, Richard Nixon removed it from the gold standard, and what has happened ever since? 86% of the value has completely lost in the US dollar. Right now in the cryptocurrency space, we've had some great projects, and we've also had a lot of meme coins and pump and dumps and projects that weren't all they were cracked up to be. Let me tell you something, a true asset should not lose 80% of its value because Elon Musk is in a bad mood and he tweets about it. What people are looking for is tangibility over hype. They're looking for substance over speculation. And that's essentially what these guys have been able to introduce. They took this oil as they continued to open more and more sites and eventually spread to Africa, where they had more and more sites. And they said, you know what, we want to introduce the first token in this industry that's actually backed by a real world commodity that's in high demand. And so they introduced a project called Black Gold. Black Gold was launched in November of last year, and Black Gold went up over 110,000%. It was one of the more successful projects to come out of 2021. During the course of the last year, as many of the projects crashed and burned, Black Gold has continued to sustain its value. It's not quite up at 110,000%, but it's still holding right at about 70,000% up. Created over 1,000 millionaires, seven-figure portfolio holders, one every 3 days inside of their ecosystem. From that point forward, they have continued to introduce new projects. Every single project is backed by a commodity that is in high demand. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of a taste of who they are, and then I'm going to show you the actual back office and the ecosystem and how it all works. So the D.E.B.T is a revolutionary, decentralized, eco-friendly blockchain technology. The idea is that they are introducing digital currency projects that are supported by these real-world commodities, and they're linked through blockchain to add stability to its ecosystem. In other words, what they're looking to do is to reduce the volatility, and they're doing that with the physical commodity production in things like agriculture, bauxite, which is aluminum, crude oil, gold, real estate, royalty cash flows, gas and silver, just to name a few. And so the D.E.B.T ecosystem, it benefits from the physical production of these commodities by supporting real-world projects that generate that ongoing revenue. And the real-world commodity production projects benefit from the D.E.B.T ecosystem through helping industry members that are employed by Digital Licensing Inc. So that's who we are in a nutshell. I'm going to give you guys just a little video here real quickly so you guys can kind of hear firsthand what they're doing.
Blockchain is redefining how we operate as a society, from supply chain to payment solutions. But the multi-step, profound essence of the technology also creates conditions that add confusion to the crypto sphere, sometimes feeling like opportunities are reserved for the upper elite. Revolution occurs when the physical and digital converge at a single point, where a whirlwind of ideas demolishes old concepts and builds something new amidst the ruins. Introducing the decentralized, eco-friendly blockchain technology known as the D.E.B.T ecosystem. D.E.B.T is a vertically integrated, all-inclusive and home-based solution to blockchain complexities. All of the projects are unique in that each one is supported by or linked to a specific sector in the commodities market. Moreover, the collision of crypto and precious natural resources have generated a token that binds the entire system together. This is where crypto meets commodities. The D.E.B.T token is the central support and utility token for the D.E.B.T ecosystem. It features a growing list of token projects that will both swap pairing with the D.E.B.T token. Other ecosystem projects are deflationary, with transfer fees to support the network, discouraging frequent trading. Because of this, ecosystem token holders will be encouraged to transfer their project token value to the D.E.B.T token before transferring and using it for trading and liquidity. Given its central role on the platform, the D.E.B.T token will generate increased demand as more and more projects enter the ecosystem and projects mature. At its core, the D.E.B.T ecosystem collectively gathers all sectors in the commodities market. Black Gold, or BGLD, is a revolutionary blockchain project based on the physical production and sale of crude oil. Natural gas, or NATG, is an innovative blockchain project designed to streamline efficiencies in the world of exploration and is working to enhance the physical production and sale of natural gas. Grow's groundbreaking technology fosters participation in the growing industry of high-yield agricultural products. Digital linked metals, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, use cutting-edge technology to locate and extract rare precious earth metals. Along with our partners, both foreign and domestic, we ensure every metal token is linked with its physical counterpart. With many more projects on the horizon, the main goal of the D.E.B.T ecosystem is to present complex commodities markets to you in a way that is easy to both understand and participate in, rewarding you for your support. The D.E.B.T ecosystem is where crypto meets commodities. We are committed to projects that empower you, influence history, discover unexplored territory, shift perceptions with the D.E.B.Box.com.
To give you a little taste of who we are and what they are doing. When we first looked at this project, we understand that timing is everything in business and as well in life. And, for me, I realize that the decisions that we make when we are in a bear market and the coins that we accumulate in a bear market are ultimately going to build us wealth in the next bull run. So right now I have been focused on accumulation, but I'm also focused on accumulation with projects that have tangibility, that bring true substance to the table. You know, I believe that, you know, you look at these last bull runs and you see a lot of these meme coins and pump and dumps. You've got celebrities like the Kardashians that are getting fined $1.2 million for going out and artificially inflating some of these tokens. The next bull run, mark my words, will be driven by substance, not hype, and tangibility, not speculation. And so for me, when I saw this project and I saw the fact that it was backed by and linked to these different commodities, I realized that not only would the crypto enthusiasts get excited about a project like this, but more so the people that have been sitting on the sidelines that have been wanting to get in crypto, but yet they're nervous about the volatility. They're nervous about dipping that toe in the water. We've given them an opportunity to be able to do so with a project that they feel much more comfortable about. And so for me, I understand there's a difference between price and value. A lot of people don't get the difference between the two. Price is where we see the values today, or the price of a token or a coin today. The value is ultimately what type of value does an ecosystem like this bring to the cryptocurrency space. Currently, you have 4% of the population that has a cryptocurrency wallet. It's projected that as much as 10% over the next 12 months will have a cryptocurrency wallet. So the question that I'm asking myself is, what is going to move that needle from 4% to 10%? And the answer to that question is substance. Providing these type of projects that we can get behind that can be validated. We can go out. In fact, I'll be out in Africa in 3 weeks doing videos from many of our different farms and from our aluminum sites and from our different oil wells that are in Africa, just bringing that validation back to the overall community so that they can feel comfortable to know that there's actually substance to this product and what we're doing here. Where there is oil, there is often natural gas. They launched the natural gas project on May 1st of this year. Launched at 0.000001, 5 zeros and a 1. We have more natural gas by volume, by dollar amount, and by reserve than any other commodity. And this project is now up about 4,700% since May 1st. I want you guys to think about for a moment in the environment that we are currently in the cryptocurrency space. What projects do you know this year or have launched this year that are up nearly 5,000%? Most of those projects are 40, 50, 60, 70% down at this point. This particular project is now 85% sold out. One of the beautiful things about our project is there is a limited amount of licenses and there is a limited amount of tokens in circulation. It's not like the US dollar where they use the term flexible and they can print money whenever they want. When these projects do sell out, the licenses convert to an NFT, and you have the ability, if you want to be able to go and sell those licenses on the open market and places like OpenSea. So natural gas is a very popular project. Then we have Explorer, which is one of the more notable, exciting projects. We've recently just partnered with Google, with SpaceX, as well as Google and SpaceX to be able to help us to build out a satellite that we will be launching next year in 2023. This will be the first cryptocurrency token that is backed by an actual satellite in space. So we're very excited about this particular project as well. You can go to thedebtbox.com. You can read all of the different white papers and you can learn more about all of these different projects. You guys have seen the videos here of the sites. I want to show you, just kind of give you a real
this is the largest oil drill that you can buy. These are the same ones that Exxon and the big oil giants are using to drill down. And it runs 24 hours. It has 18 people, 12-hour shifts. They're rotating. And I don't know if you can see it yet, but right on the side there, you can see the black gold DGLD, baby. And this is just one of the projects that is backed.
Yeah, so you guys can get just a feel for what that looks like here and had a chance to experience that. So how does it work? You guys know that mining in the past has been a complicated conversation. You know, I remember a few years ago even, you know, walking into a friend's house and he had, you know, all kinds of equipment all over his house. He had his air conditioning down as low as it could possibly go. His electric bill was through the roof. You know, in some states, they're trying to ban Bitcoin mining because of the amount of electricity that it uses. And so what they've been able to do is they've been able to simplify that process and allow the average person to be able to get involved in these different projects, in the early stages, during the accumulation stages, and to be able to utilize either physical hardware and or software, depending on if you're cloud mining or you want to have the actual debt box sent to you. And from there, once you purchase a software mining license, that license is a perpetual license with a smart contract guaranteeing no less than 4,000 days. I say perpetual because as long as there is enough oil or enough gas, they will continue to go well beyond that 4,000-day guarantee. Step two, your rewards start coming in every few seconds. They start coming into your overall back office, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. And step three is you withdraw those rewards. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Every one of our projects has 100% liquidity. All of our licenses, you get a unique digital address that's assigned specifically to you, has full transparency. You can look it up on the blockchain. You can see exactly how much your node is producing. So you can pull the money out at any time. There are no restrictions. There are no requirements for you to hold those tokens for any period of time. Now, here's some of our projects that we've introduced. The DEBT project and the DEBT token is our utility token. The utility token essentially serves the entire community. It's easier to go get one coin approved on a number of exchanges rather than going and getting 10 coins approved on a number of exchanges. So the DEBT token, we're currently on 9 different exchanges, places like CoinMarketCap, LBank, just to name a few. And what you can do is inside of our app, you can swap out of any one of our projects into the DEBT token and go on to some of the exchanges that we are on. Or you can also swap directly into BNB or USDT and to be able to go over to places like Binance and essentially go directly to your wallet. So very easy to be able to navigate. It's also, just so you guys know, we've been working very, very hard internally to get to Binance. That's the overall #1 goal internally right now is our march to Binance. And we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Our trading volume right now, we were just listed in the top 10 tokens on LBank, which is the 16th largest exchange in the world. We were listed in the top 10 per volume, trading volume at $7.5 million per day. So everything that we are doing is gauged to getting to Binance. Essentially, when you hit Binance, you can see anywhere from 5,000 to an increase of 50,000% in value in token. And we've got some internal targets and dates in mind, but we are pushing for that early in 2023. So the DEBT token and the DEBT license is now sold out. So those licenses are no longer available. We have BGLD, which was our proof of concept token that we first introduced, proved the concept, 50,000 licenses were released. We recently just sold out of BGLD. They are now in the process of converting over to an NFT. We do have 15,000 BGLD rentals that are in circulation, and I'm going to be talking about that here in just a few minutes. We have our Grow project, which is kind of a Cinderella story. You know, Grow got overlooked initially because black gold and because natural gas, everybody was excited about getting involved in that project. Grow is high yielding agriculture. So we're talking about hemp, we're talking about cocoa bean, we're talking about soybean. We also deal with carbon credits. We have a team that goes out and works with farmers to help them become certified. And what we do is we use our scan technology to be able to scan their farms and to be able to identify how many crops are on each section of their land. Each one of those crops has a certain dollar value. And essentially, this is free money to the farmers. After we get them certified, they can sell those carbon credits. Well, who buys them? Oil companies. So if we are working with oil companies that want our technology, then obviously it makes sense that they buy the carbon credits from the places that we want them to, right? So Grow is essentially a project that only 3 months ago, we were at 16 cents a token. Today, this morning, last I looked, we were at 84 cents a token. So another project that's doing exceptionally well among the current climate in the cryptocurrency space. NatG, we've talked about. Natural gas, there's, some would say that the only difference between natural gas and black gold is about 12 months. Now, obviously, past performance doesn't guarantee future performance. It's a good time to throw out there that I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing with you today is just my own opinion. And of course, there is risk involved with cryptocurrency. There's risk involved in just about anything that you do these days. So obviously, you want to be smart and wise and educate yourself and make educated decisions. Digitally linked gold, DLG, is a very interesting project. It's one of our more conservative projects for those that don't necessarily, they can't stomach the swings, so to speak, in the cryptocurrency space. It's backed, each token is backed by the physical counterpart of actual gold. Now, we're not talking about gold that's in, a mine that hasn't even been extracted yet. We're talking about gold that is sitting in a vault. You can actually send or request that they send you the gold in exchange for your tokens, and those tokens will then be sent to a burn wallet. So the fluctuations are going to be lower. You're not going to see the same kind of swings or the same upside potential you might see with some of our non-deliverable projects like natural gas. However, whenever you're looking to build a portfolio, we want to be able to provide an overall, give everyone a well-balanced opportunity to be able to maybe get involved in some projects that might be a little more aggressive, whereas some that might be a little bit more conservative. Explorer, again, very exciting project, partnered with Google, SpaceX, and we're essentially, and Boeing is the third one, and we're essentially building that satellite right now. Very excited about this project. This project is the technology that supports everything that we do. Currently, it costs us about $75,000 to run a scan using the same satellites that bring you Google Earth. We're leasing space on their satellites. When we are able to run them ourselves on our own satellite, it'll reduce the cost to about $3,000 per scan, which will increase profitability to all of the projects. We'll also be able to lease out space. Explorer is also the launching pad for all of the new projects that do not have a token or a peg yet. So we currently have about 6 or 7 projects that are already producing revenue that are operating under the Explorer token at this point. It's another project that's done exceptionally well in a very short period of time. Aluminum is a project that is in high demand right now. If you guys have looked at the demand for aluminum over the last 10 years, and you look at the projected demand over the next 10 years, it's through the roof. And for that reason, the aluminum project, we've just partnered with one of the largest bauxite mining companies in the world. They currently produce $1.2 trillion per year of, 1.2 trillion tons of aluminum per year. And they are now expanding their operation to 5 trillion tons. And they have just partnered with us as their exploratory company to be able to go and help them make that happen. And once again, we'll be visiting that here just coming up on the 13th of November. We'll be able to bring footage back to you. Blocks is real estate. We've got some other really cool projects that are in the works. Just to kind of give you a hint on a few, we recently discovered one of the largest aqueducts, underground bodies of water in the United States in the last 70 years. You guys know how precious water is these days with the droughts that we're in, especially over here on the West Coast. And so to be able to identify those pockets of water and also find sources of water and to be able to bring those sources of water to small villages in other third world countries is a very meaningful project. And this project is called D.E.B.T, and you will be seeing that project introduced in 2023. We've also recently just partnered with one of the largest credit card companies in the world. Can't tell you who it is just yet, but what I can tell you is that they are building out an entire ecosystem for us that will have all kinds of benefits. You'll be able to have 4 different levels of cards that are available to you that come with different perks. They'll be tied directly back to the projects that we have, and you'll be able to utilize those projects to be able to buy new projects within the debt ecosystem and or use that card out in the environment or just out there in the world. And that project is called Swipe. So just giving you kind of a flavor for some of the things that may be coming. We've got other precious metals that we've been working on, carbon, helium, just to name a few. So there is no shortage of projects. We'll be seeing new projects that'll be introduced in the first quarter of next year. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to just give you guys, I'm going to open up my back office here and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. First of all, if you are looking for more information, the site that I'm going to show you here is called thedebtbox.com. You can come here, you can scroll down to the bottom. Once you scroll down to the bottom, you can click learn more and you'll see all of the different light papers that are available. You can read through each one of our projects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in here. And once again, I want to just throw a disclaimer out there. These are my personal results. These are not guarantees. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but I want you to be able to see firsthand just how impressive this wallet, back office, and software is. So I'm personally cloud mining right now. The debt boxes will be available to ship here. In fact, we just got our first shipment in and they're loading up on inventory right now. So you'll have the option of having a debt box that's the size of a router shipped to you. It doesn't require any crazy antennas on top of your roof. The cost of electricity is about $3 to $4 per month, and it'll allow you to hang up to 20 licenses on a box. Now, for those of you that are larger holders and you want to have more than 20 licenses, we do offer cloud mining solutions as well. Currently, it's included in your price points. Once the debt box is shipped, you'll have an opportunity to be able to decide whether you want to cloud mine or the debt box. There will be a small cloud mining fee, similar to hosting a website with a hosting service. So when I've logged into my back office, what I see here is a dashboard. This dashboard gives me just a quick glimpse of everything that's going on. I can see what's happening in the last 30 minutes inside of our little window over here on the token values. You'll see whether they're up for the last 30 minutes or they're down, and they fluctuate throughout the day. This morning, we were green on all of our projects. And so depending on what's happening, depending on whether people are buying, people are selling, some of the news, we're not insolvent to what's going on out there in the world today. However, you will see less volatility simply because of the commodity backing in comparison to some of the other projects that are out there in the cryptocurrency space. So with that, I can click on rewards, and this will show you how many licenses that you currently have. I started with 10 NatG licenses. I really liked that as a foundational start to my overall portfolio. Since that time, I've started to collect licenses. Some people collect baseball cards for stored value. Some people collect gold and silver. I collect licenses. Why? Because not only does it offer me stored value, it offers me an income producing asset. I'm looking for cash flow if I need it, if I want it. Right now, I'm a long-term holder. I understand that there again is a difference between price and value. I understand the value that this community is bringing to the cryptocurrency space. They're raising the bar in the industry. And so for that reason, I'm a long-term holder. I also understand the benefits of accumulation during a bear market, so that as we go into the bear run, it's all about how many coins do you currently have in your wallet. So NatG, I have 30 NatG licenses that are currently running. And if I were to click on NatG, you can see real time, and this you can see in your app on your phone, or you can see it on your desktop. You can see that there are tokens that are coming into my account on a regular basis. I'm just coming in every few seconds. These are tokens that are coming into my account. I have possession of them. They're held in a piggy bank until I withdraw them. Once I click the withdraw button and I pull that into my wallet, I am now in full possession of that wallet or those tokens. I now have the ability to do a few things with them. Number one, I can cash them out immediately. There's no limitations. Number two, I can swap them for any of our other projects. So I may not own a black gold license, but I have the ability to be able to swap some of my tokens for a black gold tokens as well. Or number three is I have the ability to be able to cash them and liquidate them directly to my account. So cash them, swap them, or ultimately buy other tokens in the ecosystem as well. So you've got some different options. Now, I want to just show you for a moment here. You see NatG. NatG is at 0.0004. We started at 5 zeros and a 1. Now, I'm not focused on price today. $16,000 in NatG sitting here. This will fluctuate. It's been as high, it might go up to 18 or 19 tomorrow, depending on what the token's doing. But what I'm most focused on is this: 39 million tokens we've been able to accumulate in a period of about 3 or 4 months. I like NatG because it has what I believe to be tremendous upside potential. I also like the fact that it's still in an accumulation phase. It's paying at about 16,000 tokens per day per node right now. And so for me, I'm all about collecting as many of those tokens as I can. Why? Because what I'm most excited about is to watch this project burn another 0 or 2 zeros or 3 zeros, or potentially hit 5 cents or 10 cents or even $1. It's kind of hard to let my mind go beyond that, but you guys get the picture. So the key for me is all about accumulation. One of the other things I want to point out here is I want to just touch base on, let's say, our Explorer project for a moment. So our Explorer project is currently $1,500 per license. The price will be going up next week. So you have an opportunity to be able to get involved in the pricing at our promotional entry points. What happens is we release a project, we have promotional pricing for a period of time. And then what happens is we start to move those licenses as the tokenomics start to kick in, as we start to get onto our exchanges. Now we start to see the value go up. And along with that, the license price goes up as well. So we're going to see price hikes on this next week. $1,500 per license on Explorer, and I purchased 15 of them. So if you do the math on that, you're looking at 1,500. You're looking at 1,500 total licenses at 1,500 or times 15. You're looking at $22,500 to be able to buy those licenses. Yesterday, I mined approximately $95 in tokens in the last 24 hours based on today's values. So if you think about that, that's $700 a week, $2,800 per month, and you multiply that times 12, that's essentially a $34,000 income, passive income that I've generated with that $22,000. I don't know about you guys, but there's not too many businesses that I could go buy today. I can't even start a coffee stand for less than $40,000. Then I've got to buy the inventory. Then I got to pay somebody to run it. And essentially what I'm doing and what I'm focused on is just continuing to build that income on a daily basis and on a monthly basis. Well, if you do the same thing with aluminum, we've been able to, aluminum licenses are now $1,750 per license. They opened up at $1,500. We will see this go up next week again. $92 yesterday in aluminum that we were able to mine. So once again, that's another, we've been able to generate, again, if everything stayed the same based on today's values, $34,000 per year just on that particular project. Well, if we continue to go through all of these, you'd see that we're at approximately $800 to $1,000 a day based on some of the different projects that we're mining. NatG, we mined a little over just under $200 yesterday. And so again, I'm not cashing out. I'm a long-term holder, but I like the idea of building up a daily cash flow that if I needed it, it's there for me. We've been able to accumulate these licenses all in all with less than about $80,000. And I want you to think about this for a moment. What business do you know of that you could go buy today for $80,000 that would allow you to be able to generate essentially a $25,000 to $30,000 a month passive residual income that you don't have to hire anybody, you don't have to do anything other than click the withdrawal button? We've been looking at traditional businesses, and some of these franchises I've been looking at start at $250,000. And then I've got to go sign on the dotted line for the next 5 to 10 years and ultimately pledge millions of dollars of commitment to the lease. Then I've got to turn around and get all of the marketing going and do all of these things. And I look at the profitability in some of these places, and they're somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 after all of the expenses are paid. And I look at that and I think, man, why would I go and do that? There is no, and I know you guys know this, you guys know Bitcoin Rodney, you wouldn't be here today. Bitcoin Rodney is a legend. Everybody knows him. You guys know that there is no better place to accumulate and build wealth in a shorter period of time than the cryptocurrency space. So I want you to imagine for just a moment now, an ecosystem, the first in the world that allows you to be able to attach yourself to commodity-backed projects and allow them in such a simple manner to be able to start accumulating daily rewards with the tremendous upside potential. What kind of value that brings to the cryptocurrency space? You've got a couple of other things that you can look at here, portfolios, you have licenses that you can see. I talked a little bit earlier about how each individual license has a unique digital address. This is a unique selling proposition for us. There have been some companies of the past that said they were mining, but they weren't mining. They were doing spreadsheet mining, right? Where it was the money that was coming in the door. They were tracking everything on a spreadsheet and they were paying it out. Here, you get an individual license identification and address, and soon you will receive a title along with that allows you to be able to have full possession and control and ownership of your node that you can look up on the blockchain at any given time. Perpetual license, and that is yours. So you have all of that right there for you. So, the bottom line is it's an impressive ecosystem, Cedric. I couldn't be more excited to be part of it. I believe that if you can position yourself in the beginning stages with a project that has all of the signs of becoming one of the next giants in the industry, there's a tremendous amount of money that can be made. I started off as I won't use the word investor, I have to be careful about that, but I started off as a collector. I started off buying licenses. And as I started to see, how these licenses were performing, and started to understand the potential and started to understand the tokenomics and the deflationary mechanisms, what I realized was that there was no better place for me to be able to put my cash right now that would be able to give me the three things that we started with on this presentation. Number one, stored value. Number two, an income producing asset. And number three, upside potential. And for that reason, we have people from all over the world. We've now sold over 1 million licenses in 19 countries inside of 1 year. Now, regulated security, let's talk about that for a moment. So one of the beautiful things about what we do, IX Global is a company that we are a part of. IX Global is a wholesaler that is the exclusive wholesaler for the debt box. IX Global sells software. IX Global sells hardware. That is it. That is all we do. Debt box, your contract is exclusively with the D.E.B.T. So back in June of this year, D.E.B.T decided, and remember, D.E.B.T didn't start off as an MLM company. D.E.B.T decided that they were going to allow one network marketing company. And let me just tell you guys, everybody wanted to get their hands on these products. Why? Because nobody else has anything like this. So the D.E.B.T decided to be able to allow these guys to be the exclusive wholesaler and allowed them to be able to go and sell and promote and market these products. Now, let me give you just a little bit of background on, I want to give you a little bit of background on IX Global here for just a moment. IX Global is a company that was founded by a gentleman by the name of Joe Martinez. He started the company back in, right at the beginning of COVID. He started the company and generated about $4 million in his first year. In his second year, he generated a little over $20 million in sales. And this year now, we have generated over $140 million in sales at this point. So it's a company that happens to be one of the fastest growing companies in the direct sales industry. We currently have 5 of the top 100 earners in the network marketing space that's involved in this particular company. And I want to just briefly touch on the compensation plan for a moment and give you guys just a little bit of a flavor of what that looks like. So this is a recent trip that we were just in Barcelona. You heard Cedric talking a little bit about that. It was an opportunity for the leaders to be able to qualify, to be able to come and come together. And it was a brilliant opportunity to be able to meet so many people around the world that are excited about this project. But with that, I want to just touch base a little bit on our compensation plan for a moment. So you do have to become a member of IX Global to be able to access the wholesale prices and the wholesale licenses that we offer. Over at D.E.B.T, you can go directly to D.E.B.T to buy a license. You can go sign up for D.E.B.T right now, but you're going to pay retail. And I'm going to give you an example. Right now, D.E.B.T is currently selling NatG licenses for $72,000 today. They're selling them for $72,000, whereas we are selling them for $6,000. Now, you might ask, why would they do that? The reason why is because they know their audience. They deal with accredited investors. What we do is we buy tens of millions of dollars of licenses at their promotional prices when they first come out, and we control the prices to cater to our audience. What we also do, and the value that we bring to the D.E.B.T is we have the ability to be able to move these licenses around the world, which fortifies each particular project. And as you start to understand the tokenomics a little bit more and understanding the deflationary mechanisms, how every time somebody transacts or withdraws, a certain percentage is being sent to the D.E.B.T wallet, you understand that as the overall token supply is being reduced and the demand is going up, obviously the value potentially goes up as well. So you've got some different options to become a member. The first option we have is if you just want to be a customer, you can spend $50, kind of like joining Costco, and you can come in and you can buy licenses. From there, if you want to spend $115, you are now qualified to be able to build the business as well. You have to have a minimum of 80 in BV every single month to be qualified. That's going to come with access to our social app, our IX Academy, which has all kinds of different educational videos about NFTs and crypto, Forex. We've got our IX Academy. We've got all kinds of different trading signals, Forex, you name it, all kinds of things that you can plug into. And then we have our pro option, which is kind of the top of the line Empire IX trading platform that you can plug into as well. And so we have the $50 option for customers, the $115 if you want to be a referral partner. And if you're really looking to get into the trading side of things and get into the Forex side of things, the pro option is available for you as well. So we allow you to essentially come in, we allow you to be able to build your own digital business. One of the things that I love is I literally build my business directly from my phone. We get a direct bonus anytime somebody signs up on a membership. You also get a direct bonus every time somebody buys a license. One of the things that I've learned is that people don't just buy one license. They accumulate licenses. You know, we have people that come in and they might buy 2, 3, 4, 5. The average sale is right at around $12,000, which is one license or one of each licenses to get started. But what happens is people just like anything else, they get excited about the idea of continually collecting these nodes and building up that daily cash flow, if you will, with that upside potential. So you get a direct bonus of anywhere from $150 on the low end on some of our projects that are just launched, that are on the promotional pricing, all the way up to $450 on some of the top end licenses every single time that somebody buys a license. Not only that, but there's also an opportunity to be able to join and accumulate team commissions. For those of you that have been in the business, you understand a binary compensation plan. You have one team on your left, one team on your right. One of the things that I like about this binary, you can generate up to 20% on the binary. But one of the things that I like is that they don't have all the gotchas. They don't have all the, you've got to have 8, sapphires below you to be able to qualify and get, maximize the compensation plan. There are really no structural requirements outside of you have to have 2 active on your left and 2 active on your right to be able to go to the top of the compensation plan. One of my favorite things about this compensation plan is that the binary caps are significant. They go up to $250,000 per week. I've never seen a binary cap that high before. And I can tell you that the binary flows, and it flows very quickly when you have the kind of volume that is flowing that is attached to this type of product. We figured out that it's somewhere right at about 30-1 in comparison to a traditional direct sales company. So if I'm promoting a shake or a health product of some sort, I would have to go get 30 people to equate to one person coming in the door here when it comes to the overall volume. So we have team commissions. In addition to that, we also have a rank bonus. It's one of my favorite parts about the plan. Every single week, they're going to take a look at your volume in the current week that we're in and the last 3 weeks that you're in. They're going to look at your enrollment tree, not just your lesser leg, but your enrollment tree volume. And you can generate up to $2,000 per week just in a rank advance bonus. Most of the comp plans that I've been a part of allow you to be able to qualify one time for a rank advance bonus. But I'd like the idea that I can continue to collect that every single week as we go forward. I think I mentioned to you guys earlier on that we have 5 of the top 100 earners in the direct sales industry. Number 3 is a gentleman by the name of Viraj, who's been in the company now for a little under 2 years, and he's just under $900,000 per month inside of this particular compensation plan. So it does pay, and it pays well. You've got a variety of different methods that you can withdraw. We can pay you directly to your bank. We can pay you to PayPal. We can pay you in USDT, and we can pay you in Bitcoin. So if you want to get paid in crypto, we have the ability to be able to accommodate you.